Ooh. All right, Hans Timsdale here, my guy, Breadman. How you feeling today, man?
Good. How you?
I'm cool, man. I'm cool, man. Just enjoying myself on this nice day. Had to get your opinion on the. I feel like that picture kind of broke the broke the internet a little bit. What were your thoughts on it?
It definitely did, man. You know, I'm not an internet guy. I hate the internet. I mean, y'all my guys, you and Jamil and them, man, but I just hate the overall time that we in where people say anything for clicks, and I just hate it. So I don't indulge in the internet at all.
Yeah.
But I don't knock nobody for trying to make their money. But it's some people that lose their integrity on the internet. So I don't indulge. And yesterday I got a bunch of texts, a bunch of screenshots, like damn. And it definitely broke the internet. Like it definitely did. And I mean, I got Crawford in the fight, but it definitely shook things up. And it was a good move by Reynoso because if I was getting prepared for Crawford, I would use Boots as a sparring partner. If I was getting prepared for Boots, I would use Crawford as a sparring partner. I think that they're not exactly the same. No two people are, but they're very very similar in styles with the switching, boxer puncher, killer mentality. They got a lot of things similar. So I think it was a good move by Team Canelo. And I got a kid that I train that box Boots, Crawford, and Canelo. So
Mm.
and obviously being from Philly, I done seen Boots in the gym. Uh, for the last 11 years. Literally, the first time I ever hired him was in 2014 to spar Julian Williams. So I've been around him a long time. And I think it was a good move, I'm still rocking with Crawford, but I know some people that was like, man, I'm changing my pick now because that's like the best sparring you could get. And they showed them that Canelo is taking this fight super serious. So I respect everybody's opinion, but I'm still rocking with Crawford. I still think he's gonna pull it off. But that's definitely a good look, and it definitely shows that Canelo is taking this fight super serious. Because to get some work like that, I've seen you in Philly before, and you've seen Boots work in the gym, and he's rough in the gym, bro. And he's rough in real fights, but
Yeah.
just to pull him in for sparring, like man, like it's rough. And people get mad at that when the people who get to see Boots every day talk about him. But I always say, like, why would I lie? I don't have no reason to lie at all. I don't train him. I don't get a check off of him. I'm not part of his team. All I do is say what I see, and he's a phenomenal talent. You know what I mean? And the people in the know better, but the people on the outside, they kind of like, we don't know, we don't see that, and I just be like, okay, it's not up to me to convince you. It's up to him to convince y'all to show you some of the things that we in Philly kind of get spoiled with and see on a day in and day out basis. So yeah, that's all I can say. It was a good move by Team Canelo, and it shows that they really want this fight.
I know from the very beginning you was taking Crawford. Um, but there's a and you're still taking Crawford, but there's a now play in the back of your head like because you did just say you're still taking Crawford, but in the back of your head, are you just like, okay, instead of it being like, let's just say your percentage was 60-40, maybe now it's 55-45.
I don't want to put it on numbers, but I'll put it in perspective. Like fights is won in the camp. You know what I mean? Like very few guys can just turn a switch on and don't do nothing in camp and then go look like $1 million in the fight. That's why fighters spend the kind of money they spend on sparring partners because getting the look or simulating the intensity of how a fight is going to be is how you prepare for a fight. And the most important part of camp is sparring. So it didn't make me say that Canelo was going to win the fight, but it did make me say, damn, he's taking this fight serious, and that's a real good look. I respect the fact that he went out and got the best possible sparring he could find for Crawford to win this fight. I even respect when he did it Because if he would have got Boots early in camp, Boots would have probably beat his butt.
Mm,
You know what I mean? When you first come to camp and you're not sharp. So he got him a few weeks in the camp where maybe, what's how many weeks left for the fight? About 3 weeks left for the fight. This usually your peak time. So
mm,
he got him about 3 weeks left in the camp so he can handle the work. Because again, you've been up to Philly and you've seen the work. Boots don't have bad days in the gym. He stays in the gym all the time.
yeah.
So like you could just get him off the streets and he'll go 10 or 12 rounds in the gym. He don't have bad days. I'm like I'm not just bragging. I'm not bragging about a kid that I don't train or he's not my son. I'm just telling the truth. Like I haven't seen him have like an off day in the gym in like 10 years. You know
And
how sometimes a guy don't look good and you be like, oh, okay, he not doing his best. He really don't have them days.
and
You
the
know what I mean?
and the crazy part about it is he does more than 3 minute rounds and he never sits down. Like never,
I,
man.
I, and I'm glad you said it because I get some nasty things said to me because I talk highly about the kid, but I don't know what people want me to do. Lie on him and hate on him
Yeah.
because, they don't see what I see. I don't know what they want me to do. It's almost like it's a weird phenomenon that's going on with him and his ability. Why he ain't fought nobody? Why he ain't this? I'm like, bro, don't got nothing to do with the man's team management, who he choose to fight, who he don't, what's going on behind the scenes. All I know is that he's a talented fighter. That's it. And I like I think it was smart what Canelo and them did. I'm gonna tell you a quick story.
Mhm.
Daniel Storr told me before he passed away that he used to hire a guy by the name of Maurice Harris,
Okay.
a sparring partner. He said he would hire him even if he wasn't going to use him. He would hire him, if I'm not mistaken, he told me he hired him when Lennox Lewis fought Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, short guy, come forward. Maurice Harris, I don't know if you know him, but he was a real slick boxer puncher from Jersey, man. He was nasty, but he had a journeyman record, but he could fight. He was super sharp. So, man, still told me he would hire him so the other teams wouldn't get him to get him prepared for Lennox Lewis, right? So again, I don't get nobody business, Hans, you know what I mean? Even though I got relationships with Boots team, I got relationship with Crawford team, but I kind of stay in my lane. When I saw that Boots was with him with Canelo, I said, damn, it probably would have been a good move if Crawford team would have sent Boots a check to say to keep him away from Team Crawford. I mean, Team Canelo, because that's the only guy that could prepare you at this level for Crawford. Now I know I'm thinking way ahead of time, but that's the art of skullduggery. That's how you know, that's how you become a successful team. That's why Emmanuel Stewart is the GOAT. You know, because he told me he said Maurice Harris was the one guy that could get you prepared for Lennox Lewis. So I would hire him just so nobody else could use him.
Makes sense.
Smart. So
Make
when I seen that, I was like, damn, man. Now I know it's a little bit after the fact, but I was like, damn, Team Crawford might should have hired him. I remember Floyd hired Alex Ariza so Pacquiao couldn't use him and
mm,
fought. Smart. So, we'll see what happens. It's a fight. Reynoso been around a long time. He knows what he's doing, and it was a good move. That's all I can say. But I'm still rocking with I still think Buzz gonna win because guess what? It could go the other way. Boots might take a piece of Canelo in that gym. You know what I mean? So I'm not a fool. I've been around the kid. He's a big, strong kid, and he might take a piece of him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's one of the few guys who like that's at this level. That's a seven-figure fighter that's in the gym all the time. Spar. He don't allow rust to get caught up on him. You know what I mean? He might gain weight in between fights, but he don't get rusty. So boxing him every day for a few weeks, you might leave something in the gym. So it could go both ways. We got to just see how that go.
is if Canelo wins, is this gonna be, and I know there's gonna be a lot of factors, but is this gonna be in your head the tipping point where you're just like, you know what? this might have been the point where he won this fight against Crawford.
That's what people gonna say.
Mm.
That's what people gonna say. Yep. I'm telling you, I'm not gonna say who it is out of respect, but a really, really influential figure in boxing. I'm not talking about nobody that walk around with their phone and and like talk shit about boxing. I'm talking about like a top dog, or a top guy in boxing was like, I gotta change my pick now. God damn it.
Mm. Wait, what?
He's like, I
Wait.
can't go. I can't go. That's a major move for a fighter Canelo's
Oh,
stature, because most guys Canelo's age wouldn't even want to be bothered with no young kid like Boots. That showed me something. I'm like, damn, you changing your pick, and this dude gamble heavy,
mm.
heavy, heavy. He said, I got to. I was like, damn. I said, I'm rocking with Crawford, but it definitely showed me that Canelo really want this fight. That's
But
what it shows me. He really want this fight.